Okay, so I'm going to go through a series of prints and talk about them and how we made them. So this is an image of Tom Petty by Bryce Duffy, and this image is in our PALLAS show, and thankfully Bryce allowed us to use this image, and I'm going to explain how it's made. So what this is a silver gelatin lith print. So we all know the famous Anton Corbijn and his famous work of Star Treks. I mean, it's the most gorgeous body of lith work. Well, when I was starting my career, I was introduced to his work by a photographer, and I started making lith prints. And I tried to mimic the kind of look that Mr. Corbijn did, and you know, I didn't want to go dead nuts. So this is quite a bit of an aberration of what he did, but I must say that you know, credit is from Mike Spry and Anton Corbijn, the leaders in lith printing, from what I appreciate. So basically what this is a enlarged digital negative. So we took the original file that Bryce would have sent us through e-transfer, or you send it, and we took the file, and without doing any work from Bryce other than what he sent us, we then enlarged it up to full size, which is about 14 by 14, and made a silver gelatin negative. And basically, and it's done on the Lambda, it's done with ortho film. It's very unique and it's quite expensive to do. And then what we did was we went into the darkroom and we made lith prints using LD20 lith chemistry. We used a light to expose so we laid the paper down, we put the negative on top, put a big sheet of glass over top, exposed the living crap out of the negative, and then we may have flashed the print on an extra flash off to the side, and then we process it out to make a lith print. And that is the result. Now, we made different separation negatives, which, you know, we didn't really use for this print because this is a straight up interpretation of Tom Petty. But we also made separation eggs, and you really can't see it here, but all that you can see in this negative is the hair, Tom's hair, and we blocked out the face, so we could do a palladium print of this where we use the main negative and we put a palladium hit of the image, which would look like this, and then we could start with registration coating gum over top and changing the color of his hair or making the hair more accentuated. And you know, so we made a shadow negative. So this is a shadow only. So there's no highlight detail whatsoever, but the shadows are deep. So if we decided to go with a platinum palladium, the regular negative would make a nice smooth platinum palladium print. In my world, I don't like nice smooth platinum palladium prints because they don't have the D-max or the punch that I like. So what we decided to do was to do the platinum palladium and then start hitting with gum extra hits. So these have all been registered to the main negative. So this one is to give a real hit of color into the shadow area. So, you know, I may put down some blue pigment or gold pigment or whatever pigment I want to hit into the shadows. And what would happen to the platinum palladium is the D-max in the shadow areas would go up. And that is something that, you know, a lot of purists say, well, the platinum palladiums are beautiful, but they have no D-max. By adding multiple hits, you can increase the D-max. And the great Irving Penn was doing multiple hit platinum palladiums, but I don't know if he ever used gum over. I do know that Steichen did gum over platinum palladiums, and I know that he was experimenting with it. And now we can do this on a regular basis. Like, so this would be, in this case, it's a silver gelatin print, but you know, in future I'm going to show you how we can do a palladium with gum over.